Restarting. Get out and get back in. I don't know.
Are you talking to Grandma?
Yeah, she can't get it.
It came out on Dad's phone. We were trying to get Grandma to grab up at our place so we can watch it.
Yeah. Well, with one capsule down on yeah, 3 horses, 2 dogs, and an airplane. My friend take the class. Their president nights.
Can I even say?
Anyway,
Can you live off of that?
I gotta go to my house and my pick up. We're reading this card.
The meeting room will now come to order. We are holding a meeting of the board at Ffa Chapter. Mr. Vice President, are all officers at their station?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at the station, and report back to you, Madam President. The captain.
Stationed by the Bible.
Your duties there.
The Bible has served mankind for many years. We have in our motto, living to serve. May we use the Bible to serve not only our faith, but our service to our fellow mankind.
The historian.
Stationed by the chapter scrapbook.
Your duties there.
Tradition and history are a source of pride for our organization. It is my duty to maintain a record of chapter achievements and promote excellence through highlighting activities, events, and accomplishments so that our chapter membership is motivated by our past successes and looks to future achievements.
The sentinel.
Station by the board.
Your duties there.
To restore as many friends as they my name is the word of all time and not their words. Care to any of the American
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that ranges from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands, and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the Embassy of Washington,
Your duties there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements just as Washington kept his farm account, carefully and accurately. I encourage citizens among members to strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the airport.
Your duties there.
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever Cone is grown and FFA members meet.
The parliamentarian.
Station by reference to the reporter.
Your duties there.
My duty to advise and correct the proper parliamentary terms and procedures, in order that items of business may be handled in an efficient and expedient manner.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why by the owl?
The owl is the time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as need arises. I hope my advice will always be based on true knowledge and rather than wisdom. Mr. Vice President, why do people plow your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist in the working order of our organization and preside over meetings in absence of the president, who is placed beneath the rising sun.
Why is the President so station?
The rising sun is a token of the new era in agriculture. If we follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and led in the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their station.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. The Secretary will now call the roll of members.
There are numerous members and numerous guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor our culture, to use responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership, which is FFA membership test. May we accomplish our purpose, I now declare this meeting of the Board FFA Chapter duly open for the transaction of business, or attention to any matter which should properly come before this meeting. Madam Secretary, what is our first item of business?
Greenhand Ceremony. Madam President, I have the applications for 13 students enrolled in agriculture education who are candidates for the Greenhand FFA degree.
Our Constitution outlines minimum qualifications for this degree. We shall now determine if these candidates qualify. Mr. Advisor, do all candidates have satisfactory plans of programs supervised agriculture experience?
They have.
Have these candidates met all other minimum qualifications of Article 6, Section C of the National Constitution?
They have.
The Secretary will please read the names of the successful candidates.
William Skavinsky, Ethan McBurnett, Ethan Wadditz, Trent McCain, Jacob Thompson, Caitlin Flesner, Riley Ladwig, Adam Knapp, Bailey Stutley, Hannah Klein, Tad Ford, Garrett Coden, and Lane Gregory.
Candidates, you're about to receive your Greenhand degree in the national organizations of members who expect to enter in a career in the industry of agriculture. Will you strive to further develop your abilities through active participation in the FFA? If so, say we will.
No.
The basic beliefs of the FFA members are outlined in our FFA Creed, which will be presented by our Greenhands.
The FFA Creed by Em Tiffany.
I believe in the future of agriculture, with a faith born not of words but of deeds, achievements won by the present and past generations of agriculturists, and the promise of better days for better ways, even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us through the struggles of former years. I believe that to live and work on a good farm, or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits, is pleasant as well as challenging, for I know the joys and discomforts of agricultural life, and hold an inward fondness for those associations, which even if ours is terrific, I do not deny. I believe in leadership from ourselves and respect from others. I believe in my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly. Such knowledge and skills I can secure, and in the ability of progressive agriculturists to serve our own and public interests, producing marketing to provide for our toil. I believe in less dependence on banking and more power for in the life abundant and enough on itself to help make it so for others as well as myself. In less need for charity and more of it in giving. Being happy myself and playing forever for those whose happiness depends upon me. I believe that American agriculture can and will hold true to the best traditions of our national life. For that I can exert an influence in my home and community, which stands solid for my part in that inspiring task.
Will the officers please take their places beside me? I hope that you always will carry the spirit of the Creed in your hearts and the words in your memories.
Career development is a lifelong process. Your activities in this organization will help you acquire knowledge, abilities, and knowledge of others. A good attitude and respect for the rights of others are essential to success.
The vast agricultural complex forms the foundation of our American economy. You have chosen well by your expression of interest in the future career in this, our nation's largest field of endeavor.
By your enrollment in an agricultural education, you have taken an important step for becoming a useful citizen in our democracy. May you, like George Washington, use your talents and training for the betterment of yourself and your fellow man. The FFA is a national organization of young men and women preparing for careers in agriculture. I am proud to add your name to the roll of the Board FFA Chapter, Nebraska Association, in the national organization.
Success in a career in life is largely the result of sound education and willingness to work. Without labor, we accomplish little. And unless our labor is directed by intelligent thinking, we accomplish nothing.
The pen worn by Greenhands is made of bronze. Because of its hardness and endurance, bronze has been used for ages by those who sought a better substitute for stone instruments. And those qualities of hardness and endurance carry you far in our organization. Although you have done a very second history, let me remind you of your heights and beginning. Just as there are metals more precious than bronze, there are rare and more precious laurels to be won in our organization. Your future is before you. Through hard work and wise decisions, you can attain the highest place in our organization, so eagerly sought by all your members.
The FFA organization practices agricultural leadership, citizenship, and cooperation. If If you develop your ability, you may become a leader in this organization. We need you, and this country needs your leadership. We now welcome you as Greenhands. We will now give you your pen and certificates. Let's give them one more round of applause. Madam Secretary, what's our next act of business? Closing ceremony. Madam Secretary, do you know of any new or unfinished business which would probably be transacted? I have none, Madam President. Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which would probably come before this meeting? We are about to adjourn this meeting of the board at Ffa Chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this meeting adjourned.
Okay, next point of interest is going to be our Ffa Creed speakers now. So now they are having a chance to come back and do it individually, okay? So this is totally their choice if they want to do this. But as large as the chapter you have, we're able to have 3 candidates instead of the 1 or 2, okay? Which is a huge benefit to us. Probably enough to say, this last year, we had 3 candidates. They were all in 3 different rooms, and all 3 of them qualified for state. That was pretty awesome, districts. Okay? Anyway, now we got another great group of Greenhands that we're so proud of. And what they're going to do now is we're going to have 3 judges decide which 3 will move on to district competition. Okay? Saying that, what's going to take place is there's a list of things that they look at. But for the biggest part, on the initial time, what it is basically using their memorization and also using some gestures, okay? And I will tell you, I am so proud of each and every one of these kids. And I'll tell you what, it takes a lot to go up there and do it the first time. So, without further ado, we got the 5. Our very first speaker is going to be Ted Ford. Yes, we'll let the judges go ahead and get located in stands. Green hands, you guys want to go 1 step back and have a good
Go sit right there.
That sounds good. Okay.
Can we announce it? Our first speaker will be Tad.
Ffa Creed by Em Tiffany. I believe in the future of agriculture, with the faith born not of words but of deeds, achievements won by the present and past generations of agriculture, and the promise of better days through better ways, even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us from the struggles of former years. I believe that to live and work on a good farm, or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits, is pleasant as well as challenging, for I know the joys and discomforts of agricultural life. Hold an inborn fondness for those associations, which even in hours of discouragement I cannot deny. I believe in leadership from ourselves and respect from others. I believe in my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly, with such knowledge and skill as I can secure. And the ability of progressive agriculture to serve our own and the public interest, producing and marketing the product of our toil. I believe in less dependence on begging and more power in bargaining, and a life abundant and enough honest wealth to help make itself. For others, as well as myself, and less need for charity and more of it when needed, and being happy myself, playing square with those whose happiness depends upon me. I believe that American agriculture can and will hold true to the best traditions of our national life. Then I can exert an influence in my home and community, which will stand solid for my part in that inspiring task. Thank you.
Okay, we'll give the judges just a couple minutes to go ahead and write down a few notes, and then we'll go on to our next candidate, which will be 87. Okay, so just a little bit here. While they're getting a chance to do that, I guess, first and foremost, it's really nice to see everybody show up like this. This is awesome. I've said this time and time again, but we truly do have the best supporters in the state of Nebraska, and I honestly mean that. But I think maybe part of that is because we probably have the best students in the state of Nebraska. When it comes to our labor auctions, when it comes to our classes, these are our kids that are leaving the school, and I truly believe that in all our activities. Each and every one of them is so respectful, but that comes a lot from mom and dad. That comes a lot from church and community. It's a combination of everything that truly makes us who we are. We're very proud of each and every one of you. Looking at these here, they look really sharp here, and it is so kind that this is our 7th year in a row, halfway Bank, that's purchased each and every one of these jackets. Let's give them a round of applause. This last year, it's just been, as everybody knows, it's been kind of a challenge, being able to get to go into different activities. Saying that, they are lining up right now to go ahead and, of course, the national convention was virtual, and they're looking at the state convention to be virtual. Not looking at it, will be. Saying that, though, they've already got it online that we will compete just like we were there. So they'll be doing it. They'll have 7 judges listening to them, and of course, we'll be zooming in and out. So they'll definitely get their chance to do that. Hopefully, then, by the time we hit the end of April, okay, hopefully we'll be able to go into a national convention next year. And of course, the winners from this year, the one from Nebraska, will go down there to represent us. There's no reason we can't have it. I think one of you guys can do it, maybe else can do it. Okay? I really need that. We've also got other students that are interested in the speeches. We got some through parliamentary procedure. We just come off of livestock judging. We just come off land and range. And I'll tell you what, it's been an awesome season. We're so thankful for at least we can have the local contest, even though we weren't able to do our state. Okay? Judges, like the rate for the next candidate. Okay?
The Ffa Creed by Em Tiffany. I believe in the future of agriculture, with a faith born not of words, but of deeds. Achievements won by present and past generations of agriculturists. In the promise of better days through better ways. Even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us through the struggle of our youth. I believe to live and work on a good farm, or to engage in other agricultural pursuits, is pleasant as well as challenging, for I know the joys and the sufferings of agriculture life and fully inward honest with those associations, which even in hours of discouragement, I find time. I believe in leadership for ourselves and respect for others. I believe my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly. With such knowledge and skill as I can secure, and an ability to progress agriculture to serve our own and the public's interest in producing and marketing the product of food. I believe in less depends on begging and more power of bargaining. In a life abundance of enough honest wealth to help in yourself for others as well as yourself. In less need for charity and more of it for you. In being happy myself and playing square with those whose happiness depends upon me. I believe American agriculture can and will hold true to the benefits of our national life, so that I can exert and influence my home and community that stands solid from my heart and that's my intent. Thank you.
Okay, so once again, while they're going on just a little bit, at the conclusion of this here ceremony, what will take place is we'll let the judges go back into my classroom, and they'll go ahead and have a chance to slate candidates. Saying that, we'll go ahead and you, the parents, you'll have a chance to get a group picture of the students. We'll have them on flags, okay? And then, by all means, we want to be able to do the individual ones too, with you and your child, okay? Young adult, they say. Child or young. Depends on the day. I hear you. There you go. But anyway, so that's just something we want to make sure that happens. The only thing, I guess, in order for us to make sure that we follow all the rules and regulations, we won't be able to have everybody out there at once. You know, we'll keep the group up until everybody has a chance to go through and get a picture, and then we'll just start going by individually. Okay? Along with that, we'll just have some cookies and juice, chocolate milk, of course. You cannot forget the chocolate. That's required. But other than that, I think it's going to work out really well. Off to a great start. I'm sure we're going to continue great. You guys are doing really well. You know, they're still right along, so I'm going to just tell you a little bit. Of course, this last week, we were pretty honored to have another great harvest. Okay? To say the least, everything just worked out so nicely. And what I mean by that is, out of the first 3 years that we did the irrigated crop down, we either got held out or we got green stamp. What to do? And finally, this time, we beat our average just about by 40 bushels. And so it was a 254 average. It's just amazing. And I guess the thing about that is, you know, we have to give a huge thank you. Hold on 1 second. You ladies ready? Okay. I'm going to continue on and then we'll talk here just a little bit again. We got our next candidate here.
It is well.
Okay.
Ffa Creed by Em Tiffany. I believe in the future of agriculture, with a faith born not of words, but of deeds. Achievements won by present and past generations of agriculturalists, and the promise of better days and better ways. Even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us from the struggles of former years. I believe that to live and work on a good farm or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits is pleasant as well as challenging. I believe
You're good.
I believe in the future of agriculture, with a faith born, not of words, but of deeds. Achievements won by present and past generations of agriculturalists in the promise of better days for better ways. Even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us from the struggles of former years. I believe that to live and work on a good farm or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits is pleasant as well as challenging, for I know the joys and discomforts of agricultural life and hold an inborn fondness for those associations, which even in hours of discouragement, I do not deny. I believe in leadership from ourselves and respect from others. I believe in my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly. With such knowledge and skill as I can secure, and in the ability of progressive agriculturalists to serve our own and the public interest in producing and marketing the product of our toil. I believe in less dependence in begging and more power in bargaining. The life abundant and enough honest wealth to help make it so for others as well as myself. Less need for charity and more of it when needed. In being happy myself and playing square with others, whose happiness depends upon me. I believe that American agriculture can and will hold true to the best traditions of our national life, and that I can exert an influence in my home and community, and will stand solid for that my part in that inspiring task.
Okay. Excuse me. Talking about the harvest, first and foremost, it was a huge thank you to Randy Wattis and his crew for planting, harvesting, and tilling the ground. Really appreciate that. And also to Acres for supplying the combine. Really appreciate that. It was kind of different this year. We had Chad Miller showing the students some of the instruments that we can use on the GPS system while the combine was running, which was really cool. Kind of a neat experience. Country Partners. Country Partners donated half the seed for, not ready? Let's give them a round of applause. You see representation. And the other half is donated by Pioneer, and that was with Tom Eston. Let's give him a round of applause. Then we also had Leeds and Sons went ahead and donated us a semi for the day. And then Andy Miller, Tyler Bob, who operated the equipment, and then we went ahead and helped Randy move the equipment back home. So I really appreciate that. Let's give them a round. Of course, none of this would ever take place if it wasn't for two individuals. And that was our plant manager, Les Flinsman, who's the Green Plains plant manager that works his darndest to make sure we can continue farming that ground. Along with it, Reed Hakes Brumman, who's a corn merchandiser. Ever since we started this 11 years ago, Reed's been on board, keep pushing that we can keep the ground. Let's give these guys a round of applause. And of course, most of you had a chance to see it, but it was pretty awesome. MTV coming up with Steve White. And it's kind of funny because one of our past student teachers, who's now one of the head of the department for the university, his name's Matt Cycles. Anyway, he said one thing he knows for sure. Whenever Steve White talks to him, he always brags about being at FFA and what a nice community is. And I think that's huge. Anyway, let's give MTV a huge round of applause. It's really nice that they're able not always to have negative things on TV, but some really positive things. And how great was it that right before that was the football team, and they went into it. So it's just like everybody's pulled together and one big community shift. Next up.
Next up.
The
Ffa Creed by Em Tiffany. I believe that the American agriculture, I believe in the future of agriculture, faith born not of words but in deeds, achievements won by the present and past generations of agriculturists, and the promise of better days and better days, even as the very things we now enjoy have come to us in the struggles of our lives. I believe that to live and work on a good farm, or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits, is pleasant as well as challenging. I know the joys and discomforts of agricultural life, and I hold an inborn fondness for those associations with which, even in hours and discouragement, agriculture. I believe in leadership for ourselves and respect for others. I believe in my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly, with such knowledge and skills as can secure it. And the ability of progressive agriculture is to serve our own and the public interest in producing and marketing the products of our country. I believe in listing notes on begging and more power and bargaining. In the life of abundant and abundant soul to help people some, for others as well as myself. And less need for charity and more of it but easy. And being happy myself and putting square up to those who have to. I believe that American agriculture can and will hold true to the best traditions of our national life. And that I can thank their influence in my home and community, which stands tall for my part and my inspired groups.
They will have one more candidate to go yet, correct? Okay, other than that, I guess going on with just a few more notes that I had in my board here is another person that's been instrumental in allowing us to do so many things. And that's been our principal, Mr. Snyder. When I come up and I told Mr. Snyder kind of what the situation is, of course, this is his second year of the situation, you know, he's our new principal, he's doing an awesome job. But in a heartbeat, he got subs for us. He lined up so that the students were able to go out there. And I will say the teachers, the rest of the faculty, they joined right in and said, yes, those kids need to be out there. They need to be seeing that this is their project. And I think it's just when everybody works together like that, it's so huge. And also, if it wouldn't have happened 11 years ago and continuing, if our school board wouldn't have approved us to do it, it wouldn't happen. You know, initially, this is a situation where we're having a lot of kids going out there on the same deal. The very first thing we go out there to do the combine is he talks to each and every one of you kids about what? About safety. Combine safety, it goes through everything, okay? And I just think that's really huge that we're able to do that. Let's see. And also, one that's kind of maybe put in the back line, but the school went around without it, and that is making sure that the school is clean, hopefully germ-free as much as possible. And just like tonight, Tammy Kranick running around, getting things set up for us. Lloyd Barnes, no matter what we're doing, is always there for us. And I gotta say, I'm very, very proud. Like I say, he's going to Greenhand. Vicky, are we ready?
Alrighty, Anna.
Okay, we'll come back.
One second. I would just like to say I got to talk to a couple of these freshmen today. It was awesome. I kind of pulled them out of class and be like, okay, give me the creed, let's work on this. And they really just stepped up to the plate, and I'm very proud of them to know all these parts. I know I carry this creed very deep in my heart, and it's good to see these kids really took the passion in learning it, and it means a lot to the work that they took. And you can go whenever you would like.
Ffa Creed by Em Tiffany. I believe in the future of agriculture, with a faith born not of words, but of deeds. Achievements won by the present and past generations of agriculture, and the promise of better days through better days, even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us from the struggle of former years. I believe that to live and work on a good farm, or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits, is pleasant as well as challenging. For
I know the joys and discomforts of agricultural life, and hold an inborn fondness for those associations which even in hours of discouragement I cannot deny. I believe it's a leadership for myself and respect from others. I believe in my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly, with such knowledge and skill as I can secure, and in the ability of progressive agriculturists to serve our own and the public interest in the producing and marketing of products directly. I believe that American agriculture I believe less depends on making more power and bargaining, and the life abundant of enough honest wealth to help make it so, for others as well as myself. For lessons, charity, and wherever needed, and playing spare myself, or having myself playing spare of those whose happiness depends upon. I believe that American agriculture can and will hold true to the best traditions of our national life, and that I can exert influence on my home and community to help stand solid for those.
Should we let him go?
So we'll go ahead and let the group judges. So Amber, Natalie, and Abby, let's thank them for doing this. Okay, it'll probably take a few minutes to go through. Each and every one of you guys did an awesome job, really did. And we're really proud of you. Once again, it takes a strong nerve to get up here for the very first time to be in front of you. I mean, I've been doing this for 40 years, and it still isn't easy. So I can imagine, that's why I appreciate it. And you guys did it with such prestige. You enunciated your words well. You just did an awesome job. Okay, you can be very proud of you. One other person I would like to thank is Mr. Jay Parents for working tirelessly hours, all kinds of hours with these students, and working with them on the creed. Probably give them a hard time every now and again, but you guys deserve it, right? No? But let's give them a round of applause. Okay. And also, I think this year, along with our awesome Greenhands, we've had an awesome group of officers leaving, and let's give them a round of applause. Okay, first of all, the individuals that are going to be serving, you guys go ahead and we're going to let the Greenhands get their treats first, okay? And we just filled chocolate up 3/4 of a big bowl, just to make sure we don't spill. As long as we spread out, we're able to go ahead and have a few refreshments. And then shortly after that, we'll announce who the winners are and get ready for pictures. You know what the action is? That sounds good. We'll let you guys get the treat and then we'll go to pictures. Does that sound all right? If you want action, just we'll get you some, that's fine. Thank you, Ashley. Any questions from any of you guys else?
Comes in on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.